pick for a first playthrough? Nice to see someone with some sense around.
Either ripping out at everyone here, or they're all waiting to spring out at us.
Attention, IRC staff. Please head inside for an important announcement from the console. Attendance is...
Earth Directorate agents are exempt from commands issued by non-director level entities.
Mobilizing.
Unexpected.
Ignoring violence. Commander, locking them down, mitigating the threat.
Mobility interrupted. Electrical damage failing.
Vitals are in.
Promoting teammate happiness.
Due to an anomalous event, the interstitial hall in Exhibition Tower is off limits for the foreseeable future to any and all non-essential personnel. All requests to view the prototype Rift Anomaly Modulator are hereby suspended for the time being. Please direct all further queries and study petitions to the lead researcher's office.
Subjects, listen well. Days ago, our beloved sovereign, in his infinite wisdom, submitted himself to mental refreshment to strengthen his resolve for the good of all. At his command, I, Emery Thoreau, now accept the responsibility of shepherding you through these dark times until our sovereign's blessed return. I shall not take this duty lightly, for I address you today not as the consul, nor even as your new leader, which I am, but as a simple man who wants, but I cannot do it alone.
Comparative analysis of the consul's speech to that of other dictators suggest a high likelihood that a coup has occurred.
Wonder how long ago the Order predicted this. Assume the presiding bishop's been looking at the possibility for some time.
I call upon you to stand tall with renewed zeal. Together, we will finish our great sovereign's work and purge Arcadia of those who seek to harm us. We shall claim our victory and step into the prosperous future our matriarch promised.
Protocols ready.
Boy, free energy if you can reach it. Ratcheting up my aggression. Be something here.
I know how this looks, but I can assure you I have leave to look into... Oh, you're not security. Then you must be responsible for all the commotion I heard just now. For both our sakes, I think it best if we continue as we were. I will forget I saw you as long as you extend me the same courtesy. I was looking for proof, if you must know. There was an incident recently, and I believe our head of security is neglecting his duty to investigate. Albin Valancourt is the sentinel charged with supervising this facility and all its researchers. Unfortunately, he's a punitive man who delights in the wretchedness of others. I'd grasp a live rod if I could pass its current to him. Although, unless you have unusual license to be here, his odds of keeping head and body united diminish by the second. That must have been so difficult for you. Unless your lamps have oxidized, you must have noticed my arm. I lost it saving the Sovereign from a rift experiment gone wrong. An experiment I was in charge of, naturally. Valancourt supplied my name for the reports, incriminating me in the eyes of my colleagues. And since he's closed off that wing of the lab, I can't prove my innocence. This facility is not a place where mistakes are tolerated. Here, those who shoulder blame soon go headless. Coincidence is not causation, I know. But with recent events being what they are, it's difficult not to draw certain unpalatable theories beyond mere incompetence. Sabotage comes foremost to mind, though the perpetrator and purpose remain a mystery. If only Valancourt was not at permanent cross-purposes with me. I should have known you were here for the prototype. But for what ill-begotten purpose, I wonder? If that is true, then your goals and mine may be in closer alignment than I thought. Everything is turning base over apex today. Even though we have expanded our efforts beyond the modulator's use, Valancourt would still pay for such a theft. And I'll need it to reopen the rift in the closed-off wing. I couldn't possibly rely on an outsider to help me conduct an investigation, could I? No, that would be outrageous, unthinkable. Except, whatever the cause of the incident, it is my duty as a law-abiding Protectorate subject to gather proof and uncover its cause. Really, Valancourt is forcing my hand here. Help you with acquisition? Assuredly not. If, however, in your exploration of the lab, you happen upon the modulator, I surely would not be able to prevent you from seizing it. What I am offering is help afterward. Once you take the prototype, it will set off an immediate lockdown. I can facilitate your exit from the facility, but only if you help me in turn. That modulator will be necessary to unfold the rift and find the evidence I need. And if Valancourt suffers repercussions for its loss, I will count that as an added benefit. The prototype rift modulator is currently in Interstitial Hall, at the top of Exhibition Tower. There's a lift in the next room over that can take you directly there. Once you have the prototype, make your way to Valancourt's quarters. He should have a spare key card that will grant us access to the restricted wing. I'll monitor your progress from here. Be cautious. The guards of this facility will attack anyone unfamiliar to them. But once you have the key card and rift device, that is what we've agreed upon, is it not? Valancourt keeps all of the items he confiscates from the staff in a locked closet in his quarters. There may be something pertaining to the investigation within.
Directorate Sergeant.
Combat prop.
By operating at peak efficacy, without error, perpetually.
Proceeding to attack.
Stun weapon ready, command. Fortification in progress. They're benumbed.
The Protectorate is yours.
Capacitor out. Get it while it's energized.
An explosive!
Hostilities are afoot.
Sensors indicate unknown biological matter within the rift.
I'll handle this.
Prototype Rift Anomaly Modulator located.
Use the modulator to open the rift. It may provide your only avenue for escape.
To the unsubtle thief. Yes, you with the rift modulator. I've made the intercom available to you. Avail yourself of it. It's not every day that someone is fool enough to break into the Interstitial Reconfiguration Center. I'd be obliged if you would regale me with the tale of how you managed to get this far. A crude assessment and utterly untrue. I am perfectly accommodating to non-incompetence. I suspect you did not reach here unaided. So who was it? Which one of my undutiful brain boxes helped sponsor this little pilferage? Act glib if you like. All you've done is illustrate the need for more invasive auditing of my personnel. I'll be sure to inform them of your role in that unpleasantness. Well, there will be time to scrutinize every angle of this breach at a later date, once I have dealt with you. I could also reduce you to a state of quivering agony, begging for death. And that would be a lot more enjoyable for me, if I'm being candid. No matter. I will await you in the hangar, where bullets may fly more freely than words, if you survive that long.
Awaits repair.
Replenishing.
As of this morning's demonstration, we have finally proven my central thesis. Matter within the rifts is not permanently destroyed. Broken down into pure information. This confirms many of our theories about the rift to an overwhelming degree, including the potential to restore this information.
Not friendly life form detected.
Investigating hostile intentions. Formificator is charged. Extraction a priority. I'll handle this.
Danger. Stranger ahead.
Sovereign never seemed especially crawling, prance, and shimmy to your heart's reasonable abandon? No.
Miranda would have been 17 today. I can scarce imagine her. My little son. Nearly a woman grown. Will she recognize her father, I wonder? After all he has done to bring her back, will she gaze upon him with pride? Happiest of returns, Miranda. I trust this year to be the last one we share apart.
Evidence suggests this room, and all of the Bourse left within, belong to the Sovereign.
Don't be reluctant to unfold any rifts you come across using the modulator. They may eject something useful to you.
Unidentified stimuli. Indeterminate origin.
Investigating hostile intentions. I admit an intense curiosity to find out what's inside that peculiar rift.
Enemy moving into hall.
Taking cover.
Fortificator at ready status. Taking the fight out of them.
Promoting teammate health. Emergency.
How very tidy and organized this all is. I imagine Valancourt's dirty secrets are filed in alphabetical order.
Having that device nabbed on his watch nigh guarantees Valancourt a long stay and mental refreshment, if he is not subjected to swift and fitting arbitration first. Matriarch's blessings on you. Let's not waste time then. I'll lead us to the restricted wing now. Once there, reopen the rift using the modulator. Sorry excuse of interstitial reconfigurating matter that claimed my arm. Must Let's open the hood, shall we? Rifts reconstitute matter in an imprecise manner. But use your imagination to conjure the original scene. That could lead us to the evidence we need. You've discovered something. I knew it! I am absolved. And yet, I cannot possibly imagine what would have possessed him to deliberately endanger the Sovereign's life. It's unconscionable. I would characterize Valancourt as many vile and unmentionable things, but a traitor? No. A man cannot defecate without humming a Protectorate anthem. For all the time I've spent trying to unsnarl Valancourt's mercurial behavior, it seems there was yet more I did not know about him. I think I'm beginning to understand exactly what happened here. But if you have any additional points of data, please share them. I think I can formulate my own conclusion from here. Our dear head of security has much to answer for. We need to go and confront Valancourt, now. I'm no longer willing to wait for the arc of justice to bend in my favor. Valancourt needs to die for what he's done. If I distract him, can I count on you to do the rest? I'll go first, follow behind, but not too closely. We don't want him to see you. I'll keep Valancourt talking so that you can get a good angle on him, but his patience isn't limitless, so be swift. Attack when ready. No need to wait for a signal from me. Oh, and there's also a rift in the hangar. An experimental byproduct, as it were. I would avoid interacting with it, lest you alert Valancourt.
Dr. Hurley, pleasant as I find your company, I must ask you to vacate the area at once. I'm preparing our defenses against an intruder.
Hold the pleasantries, Valancourt. I know you sabotaged the experiment that nearly killed me and the Sovereign. I have the proof.
Calm yourself, Doctor. Such a belligerent tone.
Proceeding to attack.
Go! Clear this intruder with extreme pressure.
Better cover.
Standing by to stupefy. Fortification in progress. Locking them down. Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs.
Replenishing my
Health benefits available at your request.
capacitor unit away. Recharge before this charges.
Hey, good.
Unfriendly nearby.
Thus always to traitors. Morale will certainly improve in the lab now, I should think, provided Valancourt's replacement is not also an absolute Pilgarlic. I had prepared this trauma kit, but obviously that turned out to be an unnecessary precaution. Please, take it with my gratitude. I'm not sure murdering the head of security at a highly valued research facility makes the argument you think it does, but noted. Have no fear. No evidence of our little collaboration will survive. I'll see to it.
Now that you have the Rift modulator, any previously inaccessible rifts could be worth revisiting. Rifts may contain useful equipment and resources. However, due to the chaotic nature of reconstitution, some creative problem solving may be required in reaching them.
We took what nature... assembled and vastly rebettered it through artificial means. At Auntie's choice, we strive to be 110% wholly plus artificial.
Welcome back. We understand you've been a very busy little mantiwas. Well, out with it.
Yes, time is bits. Tell us how it went.
A satisfactory effort, my ameliorator. I had hopes your talents would yield a result a mite more in our favor, but good work overall.
Well, I suppose I can't argue with the truth of that.
Anything else you'd like to report?
We can always do better. I'll give it to you straight in my quarterly underperformance review. First up, excessive corporate...
Your performance at that facility went exceedingly well, all things considered. And it was an ideal first step in effecting my monopolistic mercantile methodology plan.
There you go again, pinning your career to that flim-flam mathematical malarkey. What do a bunch of eggheads know about marketing? Marketing isn't some rigmarole you can plug into a computronic doodad. It's instinct, intuition, know-how. It's a fucking art.
Yes, suppose we should move on. Ursula, will you do the honors?
I'm the head of our proprietary insight acquisition division. Stealing our rivals' trade secrets? That's our bread and butter. We can sometimes lack a certain subtlety, though. The Protectorate have a process called mental refreshment. Some kind of mind manipulation business. There's a facility for it on Praetor. And he wants details on their methodology, pharmacology, and technology. This archive, actually, it's only 3. Surely you can handle twice that many tasks. I don't want to sound like the Order, but you could make a list, maybe. A few aspirational goals, if possible. If you see a chance to talk their lead scientist into joining us, and/or dig up additional details about...
Which is to say, we'll make it more worth your while. I promise you'll never want for compensation while in our employ.
That scum! That miserable scum! To think he would stoop so low as to overthrow the Sovereign! I shall not rest until the Consul pays for his treachery, and Arcadia's rightful ruler is reinstated. I'm pleased to hear you hunger for justice. We shall certainly have no shortage of circumstances to slake your hunger. I fear how my fellow subjects will respond to this news. I believe that most will remain loyal to the Sovereign, but I will need to deal with those who strayed. I shall attend to that matter once it presents itself. I sincerely doubt this is the end of my thoughts related to the matter, but we've wasted enough time with my ruminating. Let us be off.
Shifting to a left. Step aside. Why? This might sting. A lot.
Considered that submitting ourselves voluntarily... Greetings, could you help us settle a matter? We've set out for mental refreshment, but upon reflection, the resources needed for it are a luxury we should forgo due to the war.
If you're doubting that you need refreshment, I can request a specialized third-person observation for you just to make sure. Those professional observers are quite thorough.
When framed in that way, it does sound rather resource-intensive. I'll just hold off for now. As a loyal subject, I'll get it done if necessary, but I can't say I need it quite yet.
Well...
Refresher Gould, the top cognitive devisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Is that somebody? Yes.
It might sting. A lot. All in the wrist.
Ammunition depleted.
Unleash my might!
Under his constant
Within chase. Always watch. Technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment. And others are not. Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer.
Come right in, and be refreshed.
The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Are you ready to realign with the paradigm? To shed all manner of imperfect thoughts? All it takes is some light instruction, a restorative cocktail, and a quick dip into the lake of particularity to abrade your imperfections. I'm Head Refresher Gould, and I guarantee when you exit our doors, you'll be a productive member of our perfect society again. Soon you'll say, goodbye, imperfect thoughts. Hello, contentment.
As an arbiter, I welcome any procedure that...
Greetings, subject. Or should I say, refreshed to be.
That's why we are all happy.
We're refreshed. So refreshed. Mentally.
Welcome to the Wellnetarium. You're not on my schedule. A walk-in then. Wonderful. Once you're properly evaluated, we'll have you well on your way to refreshment.
That doe-eyed expression, those ambling sentences. I do believe this individual is mentally refreshed. We may be able to use that.
Oh, you appear to have questions. A telltale sign of needing refreshment. Our intake evaluation automech here simply needs to ask you a few questions. A baseline understanding of your character and background will assist our facilitators in determining the ideal regimen necessary to simply step over to my...
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their...
Greetings! Subjects are required to respond. Query 1. Concisely characterize your personal perspective. Incorrect. The accepted answer is, Query 2. Rate your present. Incorrect. Wait. Processing. The degree. Query 3. Do you unaccept a final? Query. How would your processing determine? The appropriate reply was formulating 150. The acceptable amount for a true and dutiful protectorate subject is. Now, proceed to the nearby pneumatic tube to collect your complimentary unitard and lift pass. Your realignment with the paradigm begins now.
I'm realigned with the paradigm.
Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of your prescribed curative regime.
They would deem my resolve inadequate? Insanity! Their analysis procedure is clearly faulty.
A perfect society demands perfect thoughts.
Oh, hello. Oh, you're new. Must be. You still retain that look of inquiry and deliberation. I'm Waylon. No, I'm newly full of zeal. That is, I hope the process took this time. They say my phrenometric peaks are resistant to abradement, but still, they try. A facilitator said that I'd been here thrice, but I only remember once or twice. I couldn't leave. Not yet. Haven't completed my regimen. My phrenometric peaks are still jutting all over the place, they say. Are you in disguise? I don't recognize so-and-so as a title. This feels a bit curious to me, but I feel compelled not to question it too much. I'd go with you, I guess, but I need something first. They took all my things when I arrived. My commemorative pitch balls in there. From my favorite team, the Paradigm. I had to turn in my personal items when I was admitted. On account I tried to leave. Suppose so. One way out's the safest. Someone dug a tunnel in the kitchen pantry, though there are 2 automechs assigned there now, to keep subjects from wandering in and ambling off. That doesn't seem like the sort of thing that'd be allowed, but I'll be dither.
Medicament dispensement has concluded for today. Please proceed to the lecture hall to request an
Greetings,
exception.
new. Hello. My name is Abigail, and I am realigned with the Head Refresher Gould says his recorded lectures are key to thinking approved thoughts. He tells us what to think and what thoughts are unsanctioned. It's also very helpful. That, a restorative cocktail of pharmaceuticals, and a quick dip into the lathe of particularity device can abrade all imperfections. Only internally, I'm afraid. You should speak to Refreshment Facilitator Tilden in the lecture hall. Why, it's right outside Head Refresher Gould's office. He'll schedule you an appointment. Just follow the signs to the lecture hall. Pondering begets disharmony. To deliberate is to court ruin. Notions are a gateway to mayhem. I once possessed a failing of character where I would voice simple statements in a way that sounded like a question? Drat! It is the duty of all Protectorate subjects to regularly converse with our neighbors. I am newly full of zeal, free of I only experience approved emotions. Doubt and worry are notably refreshed.
Medicament dispensement has concluded for today. Please proceed to the lecture hall to request an exception. The kitchen pantry is presently off limits due to anomalous structural tampering.
Settle down, everyone. Lecture's playing. Prepare to be edified.
For today's topic, we'll touch on why our program is so very important. Ignorant, misguided outsiders may wonder, why does the Protectorate need mental refreshment? Doesn't it inhibit personal freedom? Yet this freedom they celebrate is a yawning chaos, and their choice is an invitation to failure, loss, and anarchy. It is a sad fact that all human beings require direction. As my good friend the Consul would say, at its base, humanity unguided is cravenly, inept, and slothful. We of the Protectorate are not, because we do not allow...
Greeting! Unscheduled walk-in. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the obstreperousness noted, adjusting recommended regimen. Medicament dispensement has concluded for the day. Farewell.
Luxury and resplendence. The system provides, the system abides.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
This paradigm we serve supplies only deserve.
Preserve set progress. Sustain the system. Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced
Find my
technology
next
and
victim.
know-how
I mean a hostile combatant.
process. That's why we are all happy and contented.
Sound.
That's the word I shall
Advance!
I repudiate.
Substitute influences confirmed.
I despise asking for aid. And you have my thanks and my hand.
Cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure their operating excellence efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Enemy spotted.
Mental refreshment.
None shall stand against us.
Score my life or avenge my death!
have my thanks and my hammer.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, placid waters will... personally overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever. Remember, collective cognitive perfect society. When we comply together, we stand together. At all times.
You've gained privileged access somehow. The superiors must have arranged it.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind to its symmetry.
Remember, all subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Consul.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why all happy and contented, and others are not.
Say, what's that sound? Why does the wall look so soft all over?
We're all together.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure
Wait.
operating at peak
I was led to believe my case required minimal treatment. But that last session, that was far more intensive. Strong observation, Your Sublime Radiance. We set the lathe to the maximal abradement setting, per instructions. Maximal? Who authorized you to use that setting?
Symmetry.
I demand the name of my betrayer! Subject is exhibiting increased agitation.
Oh, do I detect a whiff of reprioritin gas? You know, I suddenly feel a mite more pliable somehow. Surely nothing to question. I thought no one was due for peak abradement for hours. I should have your chart. Wait. Wait. Ha! You're not a Protectorate subject at all. You have the telltale look of wonder and introspection.
And you, my friend, are mildly intoxicated and highly open to suggestion. In other words, vulnerable.
Well, this is normally where you'd say something. Oh, how outrageous. Suppose I should call the guards, but my.
Let it be known that any who stand against me shall be tried as traitors to the Protectorate, no matter their import.
You know, that's a very interesting statement. And somehow I'm not finding the company you're keeping even in the slightest bit unusual. Oh dear, I seem to be a little unstable at the moment. But never fear, I have intellect to spare. Don't believe me? Even in a state such as this, to what end are you here? Tell me truly, speak plainly. You know, I'm beginning to have an inkling about your purpose here, and a proposal. Adequately debate me on the merits and failings of each group's ideology, and I'll provide you what you're here for. Oh, do play along now. It's so rare I meet anyone of even mild intellectual capability. There's a good sport. So, what of the Order, our former allies, those cursed overthinkers, doomed to lives free of luxury, toiling away in ceaseless cogitation? What say you of them? They're obsessed with tomorrow. Why even worry about the future anyway? The paradigm maps out our path, so we don't need to... What say you about Auntie's choice, then? Tell me, is there any value in the vapid emptiness of those corporate consumerists? Yes, I've seen the craters left in their wake. They're quite capable as far as looting and destruction go. In the Protectorate, we have the best of everything. Food, technology, a sense of belonging, freedom from doubt, worry, hard work. People are unproductively prone to unhappiness. We remove this self-sabotaging flaw so they can fully appreciate the ample bounty we provide, free of doubt and worry. No, I haven't. And that seems a rather facile argument to make about a society that utilizes automechs to handle daily chores and labor. A low-hanging fruit, as it were. Well, admit I assumed this conversation would be more engaging. Did you have any final points you'd like to make? As a, last chance to distinguish yourself? Her opinion to me would be largely irrelevant. While I appreciate all she did, of course, there are those who are visionaries, and those of us who enact vision, who make it real. All right, fair enough. In that little battle of wits, one of us proved severely outmatched, and I'm not sure you're completely aware of which of us. I am deeply disappointed by your lack of intellectual... Guards, we have an intruder!
On target! Recharged for mayhem!
Our commander!
I am loath to admit I require medical assistance.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
System, serve the Sovereign.
Sharpen up. Hostiles near.
Classic waters
him, please. The Sovereign isn't at his best right now. You're not here to harm him, are you? If so, I must warn you, I will defend the Sovereign to the fullest extent of my meager abilities. Yes, it is. Our beneficent, infallible ruler, the Sovereign Henry Aloysius Varric, son of the first Sovereign, Reuben Varric. You'll have to forgive him right now. As I said, he is not his best today.
My Sovereign, what have they done to you? No, and certainly not the embodiment of all that is the Protectorate. This is a greater crime than all I have witnessed.
Deserves what? Whatever do you mean? We've been here since it was determined that the Sovereign, long distraught over the loss of his family, was in need of mental refreshment. Since then, he has been receiving dedicated treatment from head refresher Gould himself. Well, after his first session, the Sovereign was notably upset, launched into hysteric fits of paranoid ranting, absurd nonsense about how the Consul had betrayed him and seized power. For his own good, he had to be gently but firmly restrained. That all stopped after his next dip into the lathe, thank law. He's remained quite peaceful since. I'm certain he'll be back to his old self in no time. Preposterous! The Consul and all the Vigilant are above reproach. No subject of the Protectorate would ever harm, or knowingly allow harm to befall our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign, or consider such a thing. To even think such a thought is unthinkable. This stately form before you is the direct descendant of the matriarch herself. All we have, all any of us have, stems directly from the works of his family line. I will stay true to him and the Protectorate to the end. We all will. The Sovereign is receiving the finest possible care, as he has every day of his life. Treatment outside the Protectorate is barbaric by comparison. Our system is perfect. Just leave us be.
I suppose there is nothing we can do at this juncture. Guard him well, Feld. I shall honor him, in health and infirmity alike. I swear it.
That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Go. Please, just leave us. Just leave.
The Consul provides the...
Process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
Hello! You find my pitch? Oh! Suppose I'm ready to leave.
Dictates.
Well,
We reject
almost. Okay.
individualism
Okay.
in all its
Ready to
many
go then, I
forms.
suppose.
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, Plastic Waters Wellnetarium, here on
Hello.
Prayer,
I'm here often.
special.
Goodbye. This unit. Enjoy our banter.
The top cognitive divisor.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Never more content.
Medicament dispensement has concluded.
Their team plays the work. This is all right neighborly of you. Can't thank you enough. Now, after you. By all means. Oh, and last I heard from my daughter, Emily, she was off to Free Market Station. You meet us there. She'll surely give you a reward. Guess all outsiders aren't as bad as Prudence makes you out to be.
Please proceed to the lecture hall to request an exception. Exception.
Glad there are people out here like you. Gives hope. Both of us, well, we're forever in your debt. Ah, before I forget, here, this is for you. Thank you ever so much for freeing my father.
My friend from Placid Waters. Appreciate you fetching the pitch ball Millie got me. And of course, the escort out of there. Though mostly, the pitch ball. Wonderful, wonderful. So good to see Millie again. Don't know how to do anything here, but I can sing to my heart's content. You heading out? Do take care. Again, much obliged.
Bye from me, please.
Tramicular. Arriving any moment now.
The story of
Approaching
Auntie
station.
Cleo versus the
Head
Moon Man
office
is a
tower.
ballad for our ages. A thing of legend, to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of all corporations.
I see you're back from the Protectorate's little mind manipulation spot. All their secrets in hand, yes?
Our team at Proprietary Insight Acquisition has been salivating over the potential commercial applications of that process. Well, got what we needed. Sometimes a body count can't be helped.
Better in the ground than in our enemy's employ. Nice work, my ameliorator.
Now, I assume you won't mind we have a few questions about the process. Our people will extract details about the pharmacology and methodology. That will all no doubt prove useful, but we're most interested in the technology and its results. Can't say I like the sound of that. Seems like they'd be difficult to market to.
How truly unfortunate. Those without desire or drive make terrible customers. They can barely even be considered consumers at all.
What else can you tell us about the place? Turn up any additional details? Anything especially marketable? That's certainly interesting. Intriguing, even. What else? But still, they keep on marketing it as virtually foolproof, don't they? So much for their vaunted moral high ground, and so much for us exploiting that piece of technology. Oh, good to know, good to know. Excellent. Well, here's your reward, along with something extra for your effort. Too bad about the lead scientist. Converting him would have earned you an above-average payout. All right, for your next assignment, well, it's something of an organizational priority.
Congratulations! Your storied success has earned you a whole entire minute with our illustrious leader, Auntie Cleo!
So your preliminary chores are complete? Oh, finally, a contractor with a little backbone. Normally they flee or expire, leaving the work woefully incomplete. Ah, I remember you from before. Fairfield, yes? Tell me, as an outside agent, do you have any quandaries working with our organization? Well, I appreciate the clarity, if not the lack of guile. For now, I suppose we'll remain uncomfortable bedfellows, if not ideological fellow travelers. Do hope you'll forgive these two. They're competing for a rather significant promotion, you see. It tends to make employees fractious, like young ursopods cooped up in the den. So, you've been advancing a fairly radical idea with a group that, to date, we've considered our rivals. Certain communications have even been exchanged between our ship and the Order's headquarters. You've spoken to the delegates, yes? A cessation of hostilities could present any number of potentially profitable options, assuming we could work out favorable terms. Oh, my security team would never allow it, but a call like this over a secure line should be an acceptable alternative. Of course, Ruth would also need to agree. Perhaps if you were to perform a few useful errands for the Order, you might earn a meeting with her to propose the same. Have Ruth reach out. Wilson, from his
Let us make our way to Paradise Island at once. My blood boils at the Consul's gall. Overtaking the Sovereign at this most vulnerable time for the Protectorate. He will pay 1,000 times for this treachery. Any fool enough to stand beside him will fall as well. Justice will spare none. None! Certainly. I consider myself an open tome.
Fortune! Our technician manifests at last. Halt there. You match the description of the technician we have been vigilantly awaiting, but as they say, assumptions made are mistakes readied. Present yourself, so that I may take the measure of you. What? Spare me your technical argot and hop to it then!